Hey, how's it going everyone? Taysin here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about an overview and my thoughts slash reactions on Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered. Wow, what an amazing event. I'm just so excited to talk about this. I've been wanting to talk about it since the day it happened, but I've had so much going on. It's so busy, but I just haven't stopped thinking about it. It was just so amazing. So let's kick things off. First thing was Hironobu Sakaguchi, the father and creator of Final Fantasy 15, opened the show. I should say co-creator, but basically he's been Final Fantasy has been his child since the beginning, and it was essentially, I'd say before then he had a lot of hiccups and stuff with development and success in the game development area, and that was really I watched a documentary and he talked about it was sort of his last sort of chance at it. You know, this is back when the company, it was a small company called Square, and Final Fantasy was a hit and it rivaled Dragon Quest 1. This is during its release on Super Nintendo. And rest is history there. He went on to be part of Final Fantasy 1 to 12. After that, he left and created his own studio called Mistwalker, where he's created some amazing titles like Blue Dragon with Akira Toriyama, Lost Odyssey, and The Last Story on Wii. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think they're working on a mobile game at the moment, but it may be coming to a console. We'll see. But to see him come on stage, especially since he's not part of Final Fantasy anymore, or at least his legacy is, but he's not directly involved in it. And to see that he was happy to see the direction this one is going in, it was a great way to sort of feel assured that this is still living up to that Final Fantasy Versus 13 hype that we had back then. So that was the first sort of reveal, uncovering I should say. Second was we got a new gameplay trailer, and it was amazing. I loved it. Towards the beginning you got to see Luna, and she was sort of standing off against Leviathan, and it was incredible. Just looking at the difference in their sizes essentially. She looks so confident. I think she was holding a spear, and it goes to show that we have a lot to learn about the powers of her and Noctis. They're two unique characters in this whole game, and it's going to revolve all around them. So, and the crystals and everything. Well, I guess we still don't know everything about this, but we know that they're the two most integral parts of the story. So that was number 2. Number 3, some more amazing artwork from Yoshitaka Amano, and this time the artwork was taken from a 2D image, so it showed like all these summons and everything intertwined, and it was turned into a whole 3D concept, and it looked fantastic. And I love that as they're going through all the 3D concepts, I believe they're summons. Maybe we'll find out more information as the game's released. And then it sort of showed it zoom out, and we could see the Final Fantasy 15 logo, which is also drawn by Yoshitaka Amano, I believe. So that was number 3. Number 4, just going to have a look. So I got a list here, and that was... Florence and the Machine did a Stand By Me cover for the game, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty surprising. When I heard it first, I sound familiar, and then when she sort of gave a presentation through video, then it all came together, and it was really cool to see that an artist like her, who's well known in the mainstream as well as supporting and a part of a project like this, because Final Fantasy hasn't always been as mainstream as today, and it's still it is a niche area. It's just a very popular and well known sort of niche area, and I guess maybe it's sort of made RPG a bit more accessible to other people. So it was good to see that. Number 5, we then got a gameplay trailer, and what I love about this is the actual gameplay looks more like it looks like it plays a bit more like Kingdom Hearts now. So when I played Episode Dusker, I played the original one before the patch. It felt quite, sluggish is not the best word, I'd say heavy. So one was attacks felt slow from the time you press the button. I didn't like the auto attack where you just hold the X button and you just keep slashing. It reminds me of like Final Fantasy 13 where you just hit the auto attack, and if that was in Kingdom Hearts, I mean everyone would be going crazy in a bad way, because they wouldn't like that. They love the responsiveness of pressing the buttons, and the timing and how many times you press it affects your combos and stuff. And this one seemed to show a bit more of that, and especially it also showed that it felt like gravity wasn't as top heavy and pushing down on him as before. What's one thing I didn't like about when I played Dusko is it felt like he's very limited to the ground. Like as if there's like a barrier just above his head, and whenever you'd sort of jump it, just push him straight back down. It was like he was working like 100 times Goku hyperbolic time chamber gravity or something, I don't know, but basically it looks like now he's getting a bit more airborne and stuff, and whether that's actually directly controlled by a button or that's just through the natural combos and stuff, either way, definitely a step up, so I love that. Number 6, we got environment footage, and it just looks so beautiful. And I don't even think Final Fantasy 15 is made on the Unreal Engine 4. I think it's still on their own Luminous engine. So that is, wow, incredible considering that. And I love, there was one footage that showed like a city built on top of all these crystals, and the crystals were glowing blue and stuff. And then the sun was, it just looked fantastic. And I love, we got to see Chocobo, we got to see so many different environments. I love one of the city environments with all the water around it. Oh, fantastic. So number 7, we got the anime announcement. This was out of nowhere. Like, they really went all out when I saw this. So this anime is essentially sort of, well, they say it's a prequel to the game, but I think it's sort of, well, maybe a direct prequel, or maybe it's sort of going into Final Fantasy 15, but the actual, well, I guess it's a bit hard to say because we haven't seen all the episodes, but the episodes are being released on YouTube, free to watch. Episode 1's already out, and I watched it's about 12 minutes, so I'm assuming 5 episodes, 12 minutes each, you're getting an hour's worth, and I loved it. And it was, so I think it's done by studios. We're responsible for Sword Art Online, and I can't remember what else, but notice the facial structures. Sometimes it did look a bit, well, bit Persona 4 like, the anime at least. So the eyes sometimes look a bit sharp and stuff like that, I should say. But when we saw the combat, it was fantastic. I love when they're showing doing the warp strikes and all their weapons are sort of animating out of thin air and stuff. It just looked, oh man, it was really cool. And then following on from that, the next reveal we got was Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive, a full CGI cinematic movie accompanying the game, and this is taking place at the same time, but it's taking place with focus on Noctis's father, King Regus, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, and he's Kingsglaive, I think they're sort of a group that protect him and stuff, and it looks so good. I think we got to see a shot of Luna in it. The next reveal we got is the actual car from Final Fantasy 15 is a special Audi R8, and there's actually one being made, or has been made, in the world. They didn't give too much details on it. It's obviously not being sold to the public or anything. Cool little thing. I sort of felt like they did sort of steal us on one reveal though, because I felt like that could be included in another reveal, but still looked really cool. That was reveal number 9. So moving on to reveal number 10, and that is the voice acting cast for Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15. I'm not sure all their names, but I know 2 of them. The one voice acting Luna, and the gentleman voice acting King Regis, both from Game of Thrones. And then we've also got a guy from Breaking Bad voice acting the protagonist from Kingsglaive. Still not sure of his name. Let me just have a look quickly. And that is Nyx. So he's one of the Knights of Kingsglaive. I believe he's the main character, or one of the central characters at least. So that was reveal number 11. And moving on to reveal number 12, we got the Platinum demo for Final Fantasy 15, which was released right after it. This was sort of, yeah, it was spoiled by GameStop or whoever beforehand. I'm not sure if it was them, but I know it was sort of leaked prior. But I guess the details exactly weren't leaked as much, and it looks fantastic. I haven't played it yet. I just downloaded it. I really want to play it, and it basically, well, it's I love that it's taking a dream state of Noctis. So you're playing with him as a kid. A lot of little quirky things to it, a lot of new elements and stuff. Apparently the gameplay is a bit we're going to get a bit better taste of the gameplay, what it will be like in the final game. And you face off against an awesome, I think it's an armored giant or something at the end as actual Noctis, so that's where you really get that feel of the gameplay with the warp striking and everything. And when you be at the end, you get Carbuncle, your companion for the demo, as a DLC sort of add-on to the game, which is fantastic. I love that they've done something like this, you know, and it's free for everyone. It's not like Episode Dusko we need to get it with the download with Final Fantasy Type 0. Everyone's got access to this, and Carbuncle is actually going to be part of the game. And I love Carbuncle ever since from Final Fantasy 8. So really cool reveal. So moving on to the next reveal, and this is actually the one prior to the demo. I accidentally skipped it, but that is the mini game being released later this year, and it's so like Final Fantasy 8, 9 and stuff had Triple Triad, Final Fantasy 10 had Blitzball. This one, Final Fantasy 15, is getting its own game, but the game's actually going to be released, I think it's Android, iOS and Windows, and it looks really cool. It looks different. It sort of looks like a pinball mix between turn-based RPG and it. Didn't know too much, but it looks like something different, so I'm really looking forward to this, and I'll probably get it on, I don't know, I might get on Windows, I can play on a full screen, or I might get on Android. I'll sort of see how it goes for that. But that was one of the cool little reveals, and further showed that they're really giving us a lot. And then reveal number 13, and that is, so they firstly come out and say, here is a deluxe edition to Final Fantasy 15. Includes a Steelbook, the game, some sort of little DLC add-ons, and Kingsglaive the movie. And I thought, okay, yeah, this is cool. But I was a bit disappointed because I thought, well, if it's coming with the movie Kingsglaive, it should at least come with the Brotherhood anime. And I feel like even now, after the real reveal has ended, I feel like it still should come with that, especially for the cost. So it's about $140 Australian here, which works out to maybe 110, 120 US, which is actually more than how much it costs in the US. Just goes to show sort of how expensive, gaming items and stuff can be here. But I mean, it looks like it's good that it's widely accessible, so people are at least able to get the Kingsglaive movie with it. I still wish that Brotherhood was released with it, so then everyone sort of has the whole full cinematic package at least. But then they announced the Ultimate Collector's Edition, and I lost my mind. And then they said only 3,000 in the world, exclusively to Square Enix store. And firstly, it wasn't 30,000. I was still like, 30,000. But when they said exclusive to the Square Enix store, I thought, well, there's none for us here in Australia because we don't have access to the US Square Enix store. There's actually no shipping, and the Australian Square Enix store doesn't actually sell any physical items. It's all just digital download games. So I was checking and refreshing and everything for when it, from the time that it was actually available, and unfortunately didn't have any access to it. But then Bandai Namco Australia sent out a tweet saying that they are the official distributors for this item for Australia and New Zealand, at least for Australia and New Zealand copies, by Square Enix, and they have a limited number of the Ultimate Collector's Edition, which will be provided to 2 different types of stores in Australia, and it was going to be available anytime within the next 24 hours. So we didn't actually have a specific time, so we just basically had to go with it. One of the stores a few hours later, this is a bit, I felt a bit shattered, I felt a bit hurt on the inside, and that was they announced that they had only received 80 copies for the whole of Australia, and I'm assuming that's 40 copies PlayStation 4, 40 Xbox One. So that's not many at all. But they weren't actually going to be available to all the public to pre-order. Basically, it was exclusively to the highest members of the store who had already pre-ordered it, and they were going into an actual lottery by which they'd then be announced the winners, that they could upgrade from the edition that they've pre-ordered to the Ultimate Collector's Edition. So basically that meant that one store, no chance there. So that just left the other store, and there was nothing, no announcement or anything. So basically I just literally camped on their website on my phone and computer for the next 24 hours, every single 5 minutes, refreshing the page, just had Final Fantasy 15 typed in the list until it would eventually show up. And so I don't know, they never revealed how many copies that they had or would have, but if you're assuming it's just the same amount, that is not many. And then the next day I get to the train station, I'm on my way into town for studies and stuff. Just before the train comes, I hit the refresh button on my phone. So I've been continuously doing this, and it just showed up like that. So I instantly walked away from the train station, I had all my details, everything memorized. I was already logged in. I clicked the pre-order add to cart and it added to my cart, and then I put it all in and bang, I submitted it. You won't believe it. I got it. I actually got it. I didn't care about the price or anything for me because I've been waiting for this game, as I've said in a previous video. The whole time I've been so anticipated for it ever since I saw the first trailer, and it was showing me a Final Fantasy 15 game that had a Kingdom Hearts action RPG type battle system, and especially seeing Noctis walking down the stairs at the beginning with all the swords sort of come up and stuff. And I think at the time the girl was named Stella or something, and she was sort of an antagonist at the time. Obviously the story's changed since then. So I've been waiting for so long, and yes, I got one. So, I mean, the train actually came, it was about to leave, and unfortunately the purchase I made just in time there, ran into the train, got in, and then within, I think 2 minutes, within a minute, I got the email saying pre-order confirmed, and that, yeah, it was such a relief then. I literally worked full time camping on that website, so I was so glad. And then literally, within 2 minutes of actually me completing the purchase, you couldn't even add it to your cart anymore, and then within another minute or two later, the page came out saying, sorry, this page is no longer available, it lived a happy life. So within like 5 minutes, it was there and gone. So you basically could have gone to the toilet and missed it. And unfortunately, there are people who have tweeted and said that they never even, they were still waiting for it and they didn't even realize it came and gone, and they did the same thing, they would buy their computer. So in that regard, I feel it. I mean, I feel a bit like, not let down by Square. I feel like this is the thing, 30,000, it's not much, but then Australia, we only got, the tiniest amount, and I think these are all Australian New Zealand copies, and that's the thing, we get, our games are UK PAL, but then they have the CDs and the artwork and everything is reprinted to have the Australian classification symbol. So essentially, it's probably one of the rarest prints of the whole, the Ultimate Collector's Edition. And so I wish that there were more available, or I'm really hoping that, they, with this demand, that they do end up releasing more, because I see that's just an awesome way just to print money, basically, because they've announced since that they need at least sell 10 million copies of the game to break even or make a profit. So, Square Enix, that's an awesome way to do it, and then more of us can talk about and share our sort of, our first experience, unboxings and everything of Ultimate Collector's Edition on YouTube. So in that way, I really feel for the people that, sort of put that effort into trying to get it and they didn't get it. But, I am so happy that I did get it at the same time. And I don't see it as luck for me, because I was so stressed for that. How many hours? I think it was like 18 hours after it was announced that it showed up. So, I definitely look forward to finally getting that, unboxing it and sharing it with you all, and then we can all talk about experiences of the game. But, so that was reveal number 13. So, reveal number 14, and that was the release date. Now, the co-hosts, they sort of annoy me, but I like the jokes that they pulled on this one. So I like one time during the thing that they sort of gave it to GameStop for having sort of spoiled the release. In a way, that they were telling us that was the release date without having pushed the button, and the whole, the whole drama sort of comedy to that. But then Hajime Tabata-san came out, which is awesome, because he's the director of Final Fantasy 15. He took over from Tetsuya Nomura, who then went on to commit more of his time, basically all of his time, to Kingdom Hearts 3. What am I talking about? But going back to Hajime Tabata, so basically he came out and they were going to reveal the game. And then I think it's Greg Miller, so he pushes, together the goes, they push it button. I love he makes a joke. He's like, it's delayed again. I felt like, it sort of redeemed him for the sort of how sort of annoying that was sort of to me. I don't mind them too much. I know they really sort of bugged a lot of people, but then Hajime Tabata gets the air button and pushes it, and it goes. You're waiting and you're hoping maybe it's earlier, like sort of just to prove GameSpot wrong or GameStop wrong. And then it goes to November 30th. I thought, okay, they've done this just because GameStop revealed it September 30th. And then it went backwards to September 30th. I thought, okay, I think it was sort of a bit of a joke there to GameStop. Like, yeah, you spoiled it. We're still going to have fun with it. And then, it was announced and we thought that was all. And then the 15th uncovering gets revealed, and that is another trailer. And then I'm watching his trailer, I'm like, okay, yeah, it looks same. And then we see him on a boat, and I thought, oh, this is bringing back Final Fantasy VIII memory, you know, traverse the environment. And then out of nowhere, I was the car. The car just went Super Saiyan on a Batman mobile and just transformed and flew off. And I thought, yes, this is something I've been hoping for. Finally, we actually have confirmation that you can explore the environment through the air, which means I can see secret bosses on the way, you know, traversing to maybe craters or something, and which you can only get to by air. And that's what I loved about a lot of the Final Fantasy games in the past. There were areas that you could only get to through the airship or something like that. So, you know, and I was so happy, you know. So basically that wraps it up, you know, Final Fantasy 15, the 15 uncoverings. I love this event. This really set the bar for what companies should do with reveals of not just games, big games that we've been waiting for a long time. But I hope that this isn't just something that acts as a diversion for other games not getting much love. I know Nostalgic Dan, you mentioned about Star Ocean 5 looking like it, you know, it's not getting a limited edition or anything, and I've been waiting for Star Ocean 5 for a while now, and you know, that's another Square Enix style, so I really hope that, you know, they give all their games some love. I'm looking at you, Kingdom Hearts 3, when you come out, or before you come out, there needs to be some awesome uncovering. And I mean, because it's a third installment, this Final Fantasy 15 is acting as a whole, or it's a single standalone installment, but then we're given all these other sort of things, whereas Kingdom Hearts 3, we've got all these other Kingdom Hearts games before it. But what they can do, sort of part of the uncovering, is, well, for example, looking at collector's editions, they could do an Ultimate Edition that incorporates every single Kingdom Hearts remix game. 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts 3. Then we get a soundtrack or something with it, because I feel like, it's the desert over here in Australia when it comes to Kingdom Hearts soundtracks and all gaming and anime soundtracks, because I love Kingdom Hearts music so much, and I don't have any Kingdom Hearts music. There's no soundtracks or anything. I was really hoping, like Kingdom Hearts 2.5, you just came with the pin. I hope it could have at least came with an art book or a soundtrack. Same with Kingdom Hearts 1.5 remix. You know, I really would love to get some, like the Utada Hikaru songs and everything, and you know, it's just such great soundtracks, you know, symphony soundtracks, vocal soundtracks. So if they could do like a soundtrack and that incorporates, you know, from all the Kingdom Hearts installments, I would love it, you know. And then maybe even a Play-Out Sky figure of Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3 or something. So who knows? But basically that wraps up my massive sort of experience, I should say, and I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, really enjoyed it so much. So yeah, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments below on your reaction, anything to the event, how you're feeling for Final Fantasy 15. Are you hyped? Just as hyped for it, if not more? Did you get any of the editions? Have you pre-ordered them or anything? But yeah, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. And until next video, stay spot on.